Hello, it's Maggie, the Cheshire Crafter here. In my videos where I'm sewing, I might be talking about different terms for fabric. That includes recycled, reclaimed, or repurposed. And I thought I'd like to clarify here what I mean by those. Now, I'm just going to use my definition. If I'm recycling fabric, then I'm really using something like a garment that is going to be used again as a garment. It might be changed slightly. Recycling can just mean selling it along to somebody else. But to me, recycling is perhaps adjusting it, adding a plique, different seams, a little bit of embroidery. You might be changing that initial garment in some way, but it's still a garment that you can wear. Likewise, we might be recycling a pair of curtains. We might be shortening the hems, but they're still a pair of curtains. That's what I mean by recycling. It's not taking new goods. It's taking previously used goods and reusing them. Now, when I talk about reclaiming, I'm perhaps talking about those garments, fabrics that come in different shapes and sizes. So it might be from a garment. You see, I buy a lot of men's shirts in charity shops. I bought curtains and used the curtain linings. I might be using, somebody was offering me used sheets before. In reclaiming, I'm talking about taking that initial garment and stripping it back to basics, taking it apart seam by seam, cutting and seam unripping, removing the buttons, removing the zips, unpicking those darts, those hems, and reclaiming that original fabric. I end up, when I do that, with large pieces of fabric, smaller pieces of fabric, and then loads of scraps, loads of scrappy ribbons, loads of zips, loads of buttons. That to me is reclaiming that fabric back to a basic fabric that I can use again in a project. Now, when I'm talking about repurposed, I'm talking about a fabric that's new, not been used before, but I'm changing its purpose. An example of this is when I went to Dunelm, I bought some cotton sheets and I unpicked the seams to gain more of that cotton. You'll see how much I gained if you watch that video. And instead of using it for a sheet to go on the bed, I'm cutting it up and using it for patchwork. I've used it in that sheet in one of my toppers, and I'm going to be using it to back the throw as well for a patchwork throw. So that repurposed is a new piece of material. That initial intention has been changed by repurposing it for use in another way. So that's recycling, reclaiming, and repurposing. It stops these fabrics going into landfill. I know many of us absolutely love fabric and love the prints and the designs that we can get. We love the feel of the fabric. We love the history of that fabric. I think this is why I'm drawn to vintage fabrics and vintage prints, and the history of something that may be going back to almost an antique. And I love creating something in the modern day that might become an heirloom and might be used for, well, I don't know. Is it going to end up in landfill in years to come? I don't know. Some of them will, I think, but I hope that some of the items that I create are passed on to other family members or friends. Of course, we can do it with other fabrics too. I tend to use recycled, reclaimed and repurposed cotton, and I love doing that. I hope I'm going to enjoy it for many years to come. I hope you enjoy watching my videos, and I hope I've helped clarify what I mean by those different categories. Different people may categorise them differently. If you've got a different definition, let me know in the comments below what your definition is, and let me know why you like recycling, reclaiming and reusing the fabrics that you acquire, whether they're bought by you, inherited by you, gifted to you, or bought in a charity shop. That's a thrift store in the US. Right, for all of those who love working with fabrics, this is Maggie, the Cheshire Crafter. I've got a little bit of crafting to do right now. Come back and join me for that, won't you? See you. Bye.